From the American Center for Law and Justice, Jay Sekulow, conservative commentator. Of course, our friend Monica Crowley. All right, let's put it back on the screen, Jay. Let's go over the potential laws that we're talking about here. And isn't it illegal to send classified material, special access program material? Isn't that in and of itself a violation of the law?
Sure. Under 18 U.S.C. Section 793, the general espionage statutes, and Sections A, E, and F, and specifically here F, the standard is if you conduct this kind of activity with the sharing of information or use gross negligence in how the information is handled, that's a felony. So you've got the thing that I found just absolutely puzzling, besides the fact that the FBI director has selective disclosure disease. He discloses what he wants to disclose and doesn't disclose what he doesn't want to disclose, rather than just saying, I'm not going to talk about an ongoing investigation. So this selective disclosure raises a whole host of issues, and I don't understand for the life of me how the Department of Justice did not impanel a grand jury to really look at both, I mean, frankly, the former Secretary of State, but also Huma Abedin, and then Anthony Weiner, who gets this information unless he immediately returns it to the person who sent it. In other words, the person that had legal custody of it. 793E. That goes to any person, not just federal employees.
Jay,
right.
With all due respect, with the facts as we know them, they all committed felonies here. Am I wrong?
Well, I mean, the thing that is so perplexing here, Sean, is based on not only what the FBI Director James Comey said during the course of the campaign, which raised a whole host of issues, the politicization of the Department of Justice, but then his subsequent statements today leads to that conclusion. How in the world was this not prosecuted? What is the basis upon which they decided that gross negligence, which is extreme carelessness, was not violated here at a minimum?
Wow.
And there's a whole list of other statutes as well. But I don't understand how in the world the Department of Justice and James Comey, with a straight face, what did he say? He got mildly nauseous because someone accused him of interfering with a campaign. Is that the new standard, by the way, for the FBI director, mildly nauseous? That's the new legal standard? Because the whole thing's making me more than mildly nauseous.
Yeah, me too. And this doesn't even begin to get into, we don't even know if there's an investigation about all the millions of dollars, Monica, that were paid to the Clinton Foundation, these exorbitant, double the normal rate, fees, Moscow speeches, Bill Clinton, but all the people associated with her signing off personally, 20% of America's uranium going to Russia. Now, the liberal news networks will not focus on that aspect of Russia that we know is true, not the conspiracy they've been spreading now for months.
Precisely. And this is exactly why Donald Trump's message of drain the swamp had such power during the campaign and still has so much power with him in the White House now. Because exactly what you laid out, what Comey was talking about today, these series of allegations and crimes and violations by the Clintons over many years, this is the kind of entrenched corruption and cronyism and double standards that the American people have had enough of, and they expect Donald Trump to stick by his campaign promise of draining the swamp.
All right, Jay, fundamentally, the average person watching this show knows instinctively that if a Republican did this, or you did this, or Monica did this, this would have been taken to the nth degree of the law.
Oh, sure.
And it hasn't happened yet. Why aren't the Republicans pushing it? Why isn't the Justice Department all over these things? Because the statute of limitations haven't expired here.
No, they haven't. And even though they sometimes make the statement, well, we've kind of closed the case, it's not closed with prejudice. Look, first of all, we don't know, Sean, if it is possible that the FBI and the Department of Justice have impaneled a grand jury here and are investigating this. So that could be the case. We're not hearing that, and we probably shouldn't hear that. I tend to agree with you. I doubt it. I would urge that this be looked at, again, with a new team in place to review the law and the evidence. I mean, the statement that James Comey made about Loretta Lynch and how he was so concerned about how it was going to be perceived. You know what we should be more concerned about, rather than how it's perceived? Has the law been violated or not?
Perfect
not
question.
How it's perceived in the course of public opinion.
This last question. We only have about 30 seconds, I'm sorry. What about the unmasking? What about over 1,900 Americans in 1 year unmasked? And we know, seemingly, that they were targeting the Trump campaign at the time?
And don't forget, Susan Rice, who was President Obama's national security advisor, is at the very heart of this story. She has admitted that she sometimes requested the names of Americans referenced in those reports. That's right, but what she would not say is whether or not she saw information and intelligence directly related to Trump associates or whether she asked for their identities as well. So this investigation is just getting started.
All right.
She's the unmasker in chief. That's what she was.
Absolutely. All right, guys, stay right there. Appreciate